Mother places a comforting hand on Taehyung's. Taehyung, relationships are about growth and understanding. Mistakes happen, but what's important is how we learn from them. It might be uncomfortable, but having some honest conversation with him about your feelings and concerns is crucial for both of you. Taehyung nods, appreciating his mother's wisdom. It's just not an easy path to navigate. His mother smiles gently. No one said it would be, my love. But you're not alone. Take one step at a time, and I'll be here to support you through every challenge you face. She maintains her comforting grip on Taehyung's hand and takes a moment to choose her words carefully. You know, love, back to the pain. The physical aspect of a relationship is a delicate dance. But if there's any doubt or discomfort, you need to communicate openly and establish boundaries that work for both of you. Taehyung nods, his expression a mix of understanding and gratitude. I get that, Mom, really. I never intended for things to go this far without a clear understanding between us. It's just that, in the moment, it felt right, and we both seemed to enjoy it. But now, with everything that's happened, I'm questioning if we should have been more cautious. His mother leans back, her gaze contemplative. Love, intimacy is a complex and personal journey. It's about mutual consent, communication, and ensuring both partners feel comfortable and respected. If Jungkook has disappeared, it might be an indication that he needs time to process everything. When you find him, try talking to him honestly about your feelings and make sure you both are moving forward. Taehyung nods understandingly, and she continues. It's also an opportunity to discuss boundaries, desires, and expectations. Every relationship is unique, and as long as both of you are on board with the physical aspects and it's a willing, shared experience, there's room for understanding and growth. Taehyung takes a deep breath, feeling a mix of vulnerability and relief as he continues to share with his mother. I guess it's just about this side of me, a more dominant side, especially in our moments. Jungkook and I explored it, and at times, it felt right for both of us. But now, considering it all, I can't help but think that I have pushed too far. If it was fair to bring that dynamic into our relationship without fully understanding its implications, Mother listens attentively, recognizing the significance of Taehyung's revelation. Taehyung, exploring different aspects of is a natural part of a relationship. Just remember to acknowledge each other's desires and boundaries. If this dominant side has been consensual and brought pleasure to both of you, then it's a valid aspect of your relationship. However, if there are doubts or discomfort, you must communicate openly and reassess whether it aligns with both your needs and Jungkook. Taehyung nods, appreciating his mother's understanding approach. I want to make sure Jungkook is comfortable and that our desires align. I care about him deeply, and I don't want any part of our relationship to cause harm. Mrs. Kim responds with a reassuring smile. That's a thoughtful and caring approach, my love. When you find him, have an open conversation about this aspect as well. Make sure he feels heard and respected. It's an opportunity for both of you to explore your desires within a framework that enhances your connection and brings fulfillment. Mom, what if there's just something wrong with me? And the things I want to do with him are out of bounds? In those moments with Jungkook, I don't even realize how much I'm doing, to be honest. The feeling of control just consumes me, and I'm afraid I might have hurt him more than he wanted me to. His mother pulls him to her again and Taehyung lowers his head to her chest, feeling her soothingly stroking his back. Taehyung, dear, it's not uncommon for our to be influenced by our life experiences. Did you think that maybe your desire for control and dominance might be a reflection of a deeper need, especially considering the control your father has exerted over your life? Taehyung takes a moment to absorb his mother's insight, his mind processing the connection she's pointing out. You think it's linked to Dad? Really, Mom? My stupid twisted desires in bed is just another thing in my life that he was able to mess up just to guess. Son, she chuckled softly. Well, that makes sense, I think. I've always felt this lack of control in my life, especially with the expectations and responsibility he placed on me. Mrs. Kim nods. Our past experiences shape us in more ways than we realize, darling. It's a part of understanding yourself and how you relate to others. Recognizing these patterns can be a step towards finding a healthier balance, not just in your intimate relationships but in your life as a whole, she continues. There is nothing wrong with you, baby. But it's important, though, to ensure that this exploration doesn't become a way to escape from the challenges you face. Take time to reflect on what you truly need and want, not just in the context of in your life overall. Taehyung looks thoughtful, a newfound awareness in his eyes. You're right, I think. I've been trying to assert control in my own way, but maybe I need to confront those feelings in a more constructive manner. It's hard when the past feels like it's always lingering. Mrs. Kim offers a reassuring smile. It is hard, my love, but facing those challenges head-on is the first step towards breaking free from their hold. You have the strength to navigate through this, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. The woman, sensing the emotional weight of their previous conversation, decides to shift the focus to something lighter. Okay, my love, why don't you tell me more about Jungkook? I want to know the person who has captured your heart. What drew you to him? What makes him special in your eyes? Taehyung's face brightens as he welcomes a change in topic. Jungkook is incredible, Mom. From the moment we met, there was this kind of new connection for me. He's passionate, and has this way of making even the mundane moments feel extraordinary. I've never met anyone like him. His mother leans in, her eyes curious. And how exactly did you two meet? You said work, but what field? Is he one of new investors? Or a new partner? Well, remember when I bought that building owned by Mr. Kim Namjoon? Dad had been after it for a long time in his days, and I just saw a good opportunity, so Jungkook was involved in the transaction process. Not exactly. No. Old man Mr. Namjoon had his own gentleman's club in the building, so it went to me as well. And at first I thought about closing it down, maybe replacing it with a restaurant or something, but I thought I'd see what was going on there first, just to see how much money it was bringing in. I got curious. So Jungkook is a dancer there. Mrs. Kim's eyebrows lift in surprise. A dancer? Like a performer? Taehyung hesitates for a moment before nodding. Yes, Mom. He's actually. And he's absolutely amazing at what he does. It's how we first got to know each other, and I was captivated by more than just his dancing. Mrs. Kim raises an eyebrow, a mix of amusement and curiosity in her expression. Well, that's quite the unexpected twist. Taehyung? I hope you're handling this well. Taehyung blushes, feeling a bit sheepish. It was a shock at first, but Jungkook is more than just his job. He's kind of passionate about it, and dancing is a part of that. I've come to appreciate and support what he does. Mrs. Kim, ever perceptive, senses there's more to the story. You seem a bit hesitant, my love. Is there something else you're not telling me? Taehyung takes a deep breath, acknowledging the need to share the full story. Jungkook didn't exactly warm up to me at first. He had this perception that I was just another rich man looking for someone young to spend money on. I thought, well, pay for his time and dances just to get him to talk to me. Mrs. Kim's eyes widened slightly, registering the unexpected twist in the tale. You paid him to spend time with you? That's certainly unconventional, darling. Why did he have such a negative view of you? Taehyung's eyes, the weight of his actions evident in his expression. It's complicated. Jungkook had a lot of preconceived notions about wealthy guests of the club, and I guess I fit into that stereotype. He didn't want anything to do with me initially, but I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something special about him. So, I did what I thought I had to do to break through those walls. His mother leans back, absorbing the revelation. Love. Relationships built on honesty and trust are essential. Paying someone to spend time with you is not the foundation for a healthy connection. Does he know the extent you went to get his attention? Taehyung nods, a sense of remorse in his eyes. He knows the truth, Mom. But now, with everything that's happened, I'm worried that my actions might have reinforced his negative view of me. Tell me something more about him, love. Beyond the initial misunderstandings, what owe you to him? What makes him special to you? Taehyung's face lightens up as he delves into the details. Jungkook is incredibly talented, Mom. I mean, yeah, he may be a stripper, but he dances so good, Mom. Not because he takes his clothes off in the process, of course, but just the way he moves. He even told me once that he took a dance class at school and it was always his little passion. I'm sure if his life had turned out a little differently, he might have excelled at it. He smiles, thinking about all of Jungkook's performances he's seen. And he's got this spark, this fire that lights up the room when he's on stage. And when he's not dancing, he's a genuinely caring person. He's been through a lot, and I admire his strength and resilience. Mrs. Kim smiles, sensing the genuine affection in Taehyung's words. It sounds like you've truly connected with him on a deeper level. What else do you like about him? Taehyung chuckles, a warmth in his expression. He's a naturally charming person, Mom. He has this way of making me smile even when things are tough. It's like he brings this joy into my life that I didn't know I was missing. And he challenges me, too. He makes me question my assumptions and pushes me to be a better person, I think. Mrs. Kim nods appreciatively. It's wonderful to see you so enamored, my love. And what about your potential future together? Have you talked about that? Taehyung's expression turns thoughtful. We've touched on it a couple of times, Mom, but Jungkook keeps saying he doesn't deserve someone like me. He thinks our social differences, my marriage, and our backgrounds will always stand in the way. Mrs. Kim furrows her brow with concern. It sounds like Jungkook is grappling with his own insecurities and fears, darling. But it's completely understandable. Have you reassured him that you're willing to navigate through these challenges with him? Taehyung nods, a hint of desperation in his voice. I've tried, Mom. I've told him that I really like him, that I'm willing to face whatever comes our way. But he's convinced that it's too complicated, that we're from different worlds, and it'll never work. Mrs. Kim places a comforting hand on Taehyung's. Love. Overcoming societal expectations and differences can be challenging, but it's not impossible. Jungkook might need time to believe in the possibility of your relationship. Show him through your actions that you're committed, and be patient. Sometimes, beautiful things has a way of breaking down even the most formidable barriers.